Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Tier 2 MRL racing. We didn't have a stream last time, but today we are back for some more Tier 2 action. We definitely saw a lot of action coming from the last race, and there were definitely a lot of penalty points given out. But I'm joined today with Bito, the Spaniard from Spain. How are you today?
Hello. Hello, Psycho. Hello, everyone on the stream. I'm actually very good. Really good. We enjoyed some action last night with Tier 3. I'm ready to have the action today as well for Tier 2. Good drivers and really fast here on MRL.
Especially on the track like Imola. Imola's a new track, so a lot of practice is needed for this. But it's a really nice track. I really love the flow of these tracks. What is your opinions on this new track?
I mean, it's a track that is difficult to overtake, but I personally enjoy it a lot. On qualifying, it's gonna be really tight because it's not a really long track. We could see some rain as well there. We saw yesterday on Tier 3 on the race, and I think the dynamics conditions can change a lot this grid and shuffle the positions.
Yeah, I can't wait for the race start. Everyone's readying up the heading into qualifying. We do have some reserves in play here, but as well as a lot of drivers. We have 18 drivers in the lobby that will be joining us today. What kind of strategy are we going to see here, Bito?
I think soft to medium might be the best one. Normally on this game, that strategy is the best. The hard's not the attire that you use too much, only on some special tracks. Imola is not that one. 32 laps of racing, 18 minutes of qualifying, so we might be ready as these drivers start to ready up. 18 drivers might be here, missing one of the Haas. It seems like Han was not able to join, and I think one of the reserves, I think was Alexander Johnson, not able either, so might be with 18 and will be soon on qualifying.
Yes, can't wait for that. But going to last race in Tier 3, we saw a lot of action going on as well. You think a safety car is imminent here? I believe the track is has a lot of open space, so I don't believe the safety car is imminent, but there's from this track, I've seen a lot of high chances of safety cars coming in. What do you think?
Oh yeah, we had two safety cars, I think, yesterday, and it was of course the rain normally potentials a little bit those safety cars, those incidents happening, because the loss of traction is really easy to appear here on upcoming rally on turn 7, really hard traction zone. So we had a couple of safety cars on those situations, intermediate situations, light rain. At the moment, it seems like no rain happening. It's actually a really clear sky here in qualifying for Tier 2. We'll see what we have on the race, but the moment seems everything is clear.
Looks like everything is clear. It's a bright sunny day in Italy, so that's good news for the drivers. I don't believe it's a wet race, so people in the chat, if they're engineering anyone, kill us and know some info. But looks like the Williams of Crampy, no, not Crampy, it's Atezi is the first car to come out of the pits. We've seen some fast drivers. We can see times around in the 13s, I believe. Do you think the pole is going to be a 13 or?
I think pole position yesterday was a 14.3 probably from Alex Games Sim. The Mercedes locking up the first row, but DNFing on the first and second lap, so they didn't take any points from that qualifying. But I think yes, the 13s are possible with a grid like this. Probably Wisp or probably Crampy or Domi. We know Imola is a good track for wheel users, and probably they can maximize these corners and go under the 14 mark. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be tight. I think 13.8, 13.9 could be the pole position.
Yeah, well, we have Wisp, the only medium driver out there, actually. As well as Atezi is the first car to come out into the pits, outside the pits, sorry. And he's almost going to start a lap soon. But, yeah, we have Crampy that's joining us. He's our tier 3 champion from last season. So it's nice to see him there, see what he can show off. But yeah, nonetheless, we have Atezi starting his first lap of Tier 2.
will be Adesi, the one that is further ahead of these drivers, the first that came out of the pit lane. Now into the first section of this track, you have to take a lot that inside curve to try to maximize the speed. Very good chicane there for him at the first part of sector 1. Now going into 4 and 5. This is really difficult because the rear can really snap there at middle of the corner. 24-0 for the first sector. Really good turn 7. Difficult on traction, putting the fourth gear to not have as much as wheel spin. Now going up to turn 9 into 10 as well. Really easy to invalidate. I think we will see a couple of invalidations there. Now into 11, 12 and 13 now coming early. You can see that that climb is really difficult as well for the throttle. Now into the chicane at the top part of this track. Seems like really good lap at the moment for Adesi, and could be even a low 14. Now going down into 16 and 17. We'll see what he has on his hands. He needs to put it perfect. Really easy to invalidate on these corners, and he's doing it perfectly. Now opening DRS, will the Williams do? Side to the right, of course, will be pole position. It's 14.4 already.
14.4, that's really close to even tier 1's lap time. And P2 is 15.3, that's a pretty slow lap from Crampy. But nonetheless, 14.4 for a banker, that's pretty good actually. But we do have some...
times.
Yeah, sorry about that. We do have drivers coming out still. Domi and the Wisp are the first drivers, the only drivers to have mediums, so we can see what kind of lap times they're pulling out. With Domi having a 15.5 for a medium banker. It's putting himself in P4 with those medium runners, with the medium tires, sorry.
Yeah, really good. 15.5, only 1 second off. Polypunk putting himself into second place, and some drivers still going down into the tower. Dexterf now as well here. Donny Pitarka having the pole position by over 4 tenths. That's a really solid lap. We'll see what Dexterf has on his hands, if he is able to take that provisional pole position down. Really almost off track there on turn 17. Opening the RS side to the right. Dexterf is going to jump into 5th place. It's 7 tenths off pole position, but it's a good lap.
It is a very good lap, but let's look at that lap from Donny. He's a 14.0. And already with a banker, he already has a pole lap if he was driving for tier 3. So we can expect some fast times coming from these drivers. Definitely a 13s, into the 13s for the pole lap. Going to later this race, we'll see track evolution go pretty high. So we're going to definitely see some faster times going into the race. But we still have about 5 drivers hasn't finished a lap yet. Arrow is rounding up his final lap. But with this track, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, it's he looks like he's doing a second lap on the softs maybe. But with this track, it's definitely easy to invalidate and spin off. There's a lot of corners where if you go early on the traction, you can definitely spin.
We'll see what Arrow has on his hands. Arrow not normally really, let's say, I don't know how to say it, how to explain it, but Arrow normally is a little bit nervous on throttle, and we'll see if he managed to keep it calm. We're at the moment 10th place, 15.2, 1.2 out of pole position. Wisp overtaking him. I think he's doing some rounds on the mediums, going a little bit off track there, but 15.0, actually really solid lap. That's half a second faster than Domi with the same tire.
Yeah, with those mediums, especially in the track of Imola, with controllers, doesn't really get that much of an advantage. And the wheel does have a little bit of advantage, but of course, that doesn't stop these drivers to exceed the performance of their peers. So you definitely see some fast times coming from these controller users as well.
See now on his out lap, but we have as well Big Turbine, I think, on an out lap. Can I give Zigban, sorry, there as well with an out lap, so he will be starting soon. I think I'll be jumping on him. Probably one of the only drivers that is flying or will be flying in a few moments. On 16th place on the Ferrari, on track for him, for the Scuderia I mean. Now opening DRS, we'll see what he has.
Oh, yes, I saw a spun back there. It looks like Wisp spun going to the finish line, but still, we have these drivers starting their laps still. Can Gikvan, the Ferrari driver, on his first lap, saying a lap time.
Yes, so he has been exiting turn 4, now going to 5 and 6. not utilizing too much that corner, that curb, 24.3, 3/10 slower than Adesi's first time that we saw this night. Now going up on the mountain here. Now downshifting to 5th. Doesn't seem like he's been carrying a lot of speed on these corners. Don't know if the track will be good overall. I don't know if he has a good setup or he's confident with that one. It's really important to be confident with your setup to go fast on those really high-speed corners. So we'll see what the lap time can be. I think it might be around 15:0.
Yeah, I mean, I did see he was saying purple sectors in that lap time, but I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's setting himself up for his first lap time. So only 4 drivers that hasn't set a lap yet, and he sets himself P13 with a 15.4, as well as another driver I saw change the leaderboard, but I didn't quite see who that was.
Victor Binaga 14.6, putting himself into B5, the first of the Red Bulls. A lot of drivers now, I think, is Adesi flying on Sector 3. We have Polypunk as well, but Adesi further ahead now, and he's improving 2/10 going into Sector 3. We'll see what he has on these last corners. Seems like really steady and really fast on 17 now, and the traction down on that curb. Putting the RS tight to the right, what he has on his hands. Will be jumping into P2, what he has Polypunk. Polypunk not improving too much at the exit of Sector 2. A little bit of snap at the exit of 14 and 15 on that chicane. I don't know if he has that delta on green or red. We'll see on 16. Really good there, but will be enough to beat that pole position. Domi jumping into 4th place. What has Polypunk on his hands? And it's nothing. It's a marginal improvement. He stays on P5.
Yeah, so gonna start with those tires if he doesn't set himself up to improve for the next run, or maybe he might go for another lap, but I doubt that. But P4, Domi has himself into 14.4, and the grid is pretty close, but not that close like we've seen before. What do you think?
Yeah, we saw that yesterday as well on Tier 3. The grid was really spread, but when the qualifying finished, we saw a lot of drivers really tight. So I think might be happening today as well. At the end of the qualifying, we'll see the best that these drivers have on their hands, and probably the gaps will be closing.
Yeah. So we have Yaya just starting his lap right now, the third place runner up, provisional 3rd place. So utilizing a lot of those curves, of course. Imola is just that track where you have to get a lot of practice, and there's a lot of weird lines, especially if you have. Oh, hey, she spun! Look at that, he's actually retired. Yaya has retired from the race. Yeah. Speaking of taking up too much curb, that's not what you want to do right there.
That's one of the weird lines that you don't have to take.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Yaya. Yeah, so as I was explaining, the track is definitely Imola is definitely a track where you need to practice a lot. So yeah, as you've seen there, unfortunate for Yaya, but he does have a pretty good time with 40.2. Luda just invalidated his lap as well, so you have about 9 drivers that's still in the pits, gonna start their 3rd stint.
Wisp, sorry to interrupt. Now we're gonna finish his lap on the softs. Fast driver on the top of the championship.
Look at
jumps
that.
Into 3rd place.
Takes Yaya's spot. So there you go. That's P3 Wisp. It's actually pretty close to Yaya. Actually, that's very close to him. So maybe like you said. Oh, and he goes off just like Yaya as well. Was that the same turn as well? Hopefully, he doesn't block anyone on his way. Oh wow. Yeah, actually, it looks like he blocked. Who was that? Was that? Looks like it was Adesi. No, wait, who was that?
No, not Adesi. I think it was Crampy, probably?
Crampy, yeah, I think it was Crampy, yeah. And he was on a left, so I think Wiz might have blocked Crampy a bit.
Really unfortunate. The stewards will see after the race. Now a lot of drivers are still setting laps. Zixer on a flyer, I think was improving 3/10 out of Sector 2 to 16 and 17 is a really complex part of this track. You need to really push to the limits and try to not invalidate. Now Dixer will be jumping into B5, improving 4.5 tenths. That's a really good and solid lap time from him. We have as well, I think, Maka that finished the lap. He's on the pitch right now. And probably Arrow might be as well on an in lap.
Yes, I believe this is Reapy as well as in the in lap as well as Crampy. I don't know if is he gonna start another lap? Doesn't look like. Yeah, he's gonna come into the pits. So these drivers gonna quickly come into pits, take the change of tires, and quickly set themselves out for the last stint of this qualifying session.
Yes, 5 minutes, a little bit more to end this session. Still only one driver not able to set a lap. That's on 18th place, and that Aston Martin still on the pits. We'll see what he has, if he has something on his disposal to do something disqualifying. I think anyone is flying, probably, well, actually Polypunk starting just a flyer, as well as Big Turbina, who's further ahead on the map. He's already on sector 2, improving 1/10. Might be a good run for him. Really good chicane on 14 and 15, exiting that corner, utilizing a lot the outside curb on the right hand side. A little bit of traffic, I think, ahead of him. Might be not enough for give him dirty air, but he has there on his hands an improvement for his time, 14.6. What it will be, it's a P3 and it's 14.2, just ahead of his teammate.
Sticking together with his teammate, yeah, and look, he's only 6 milliseconds in front of Wisp. Well, what will Wisp do? He's probably going to retaliate with a better time, but these it's looking good for the Rebel drivers sticking together like that. Maybe some teammate plays can come into effect. But we still have some drivers out. We have only 3 drivers outside right now. No, sorry, 5 drivers on the track right now. So they might come around like 4 minutes. That's like a prime time if you want to set a lap, as well as a good in lap to save your tires.
Exactly, really important to have an in lap. You have the out lap, then of course the lap where you push, and the in lap is really important to have that one not controlled by the AI but controlled by your hands, because you really need to save those tires for the race. Otherwise the tire wear can be really high and can compromise your strategy. Some drivers just exiting the pits before that happening. Polypang emulating his run, so he jumps into the pits and he has still 3 and 43 seconds on his hands. Adesi doing 2 out laps. We'll see if that can be the last attempt for him. He's on 2nd place right now and he's really close to pole position, but Donny still only did 1 attempt at the beginning of this qualifying and has not been able to improve that lap. It's a mega lap. Anyone still has been close to that. Probably Adesi as he starts 1 now. A little bit of traffic further ahead. I think it's a Mercedes. We will see if he can clear it up easy.
Yeah, looks like the Haas is off there. Same turn where Yaya is gone. But yeah, Donny with only his banker lap, he still set his car on pole. That's an amazing time from Donny there. So we can see, will we see A13s into pole? We'll see. It's only about 3 minutes. There we go. 2 minutes 50 seconds left of this qualifying session. Adesi is rounding up his final lap. Doesn't spin here. Hopefully, has nice traction going at that corner. But what can you do here? There's only a couple turns left here. Going into the chicane. Make sure to get that widen, get the rotation, take as much curb you go. He says purple sector on sector 2, so it's going to be a good time for him.
He was 1/10 and something more on first sector on red. He was not improving on that one. He was improving on sector 2 as we saw on the map, but he has enough. So with that pole position, it's gonna be close. Does he have it? Adesi crossing the line is not gonna be enough. He has an improvement, but it's not enough. It's only 17 milliseconds, I think, between first and second. And I don't think he has anything. I don't think he has more sets to spend. But Wisp, flying right now, could be pole position for Wisp. He's improving 2/10 and even more, going to turn 16. A little bit shy there on the entry. Does he have enough speed at the exit to take pole position? 14.2 for Wisp on the Red Bull. Crossing the line right now. It's pole position.
13.8. There you go. Wisp has provisional pole position. But what can Donny do about that? Donny is in his lap as well. Missed Epics there a little bit, but let's see how much time he gains. He gains 3/10 on his first sector, I believe. No, sorry. No, he lost 3/10 on that first sector. Never mind. So it's not looking good for Donny right here. But what a lap from Wisp, actually.
The lap. Donny not able to improve that first sector. Probably doing 2 out laps. We'll see if he can push later. Polypang, I think, one of the drivers that is flying right now. Improving not yet, sorry, but he's gonna cross the line of sector 1 a little bit wide on turn 6. That's gonna compromise a lot of time, and we can see that on the delta, 1/10 off of his best lap. Dexter and Dark as well flying. Well, actually Dark into the wall at the exit of 3.
Yeah, he's just stuck there. Yeah, unfortunate. Will he have enough time? I don't think he has enough time to do his lap. But will Donny do another lap? I think Donny's gonna start his last run here, so we can stick on board with him and see what kind of time he was set crossing to the board. Hopefully he gets a better sector 1 than he had last time. Here we go, taking much curb as possible. Hits the apex nicely. Oh, and he goes into wall. Was that retirement? No, but that is a front wing gone there. So that's unfortunate for Donny. 2 laps, couldn't beat it, but he does still have a good banker lap for a 14.0, and he probably didn't waste those tires, so he's still going to be in a pretty good position for him.
Surely, those tires are not going to be that much worn, so going to be a good one to start with. Dixter now improving out of sector 2. He's on the last corner. Does he have enough on his hands? The Alfa Romeo driver, America's tier 2, I think, last season, now into tier 2 European. It's close, not enough.
But yeah, but it's still a good position for DXR. He sets himself in front of Donny and sets himself into P2.
Urbina doesn't have anything on his hands to improve that lap time. This is Rippy on 15th place, not improving on sector 1. Does he have something on sector 2? We will see now on the Delta. Yes, he has. Half a 10th. Won't be enough at the moment to overtake Leclerc on 14th on the Aston Martin. Everyone's setting those lap times and crossing the line to finish the qualifying. An exchange between Luda and Canet, I think. It was Leclerc improving into 10th place. Will be the last of the softs at the moment. This is Rippy now on sector 3, opening DRS. I don't think he has enough, but we will see when he crosses the line. Not enough to go off that 15th place.
Yeah,
I think that will be great.
It was an improvement, but wasn't enough to go in ahead of P14 there, but still pretty close actually. The top 5 you can see is keeping themselves pretty close with each other. We have 3 retirements from this qualifying session. I believe I spectated like 2 of those drivers DNF, so I have a bit of the commentator's curse on me. So drivers are now retiring from the sessions and heading into the race, which I believe will be a dry race. So can't wait for that to happen.
We haven't seen anything saying otherwise, so yeah, might be a dry race. I'm gonna be really thrilled about that one, because we saw yesterday a tier 3 race. It was not that let's say action packed. The inserts really minimizing the action there with the train, but we'll see if the track conditions can bring us more action with that DRS on the main straight. We have, I think, only one DRS detection zone and, well, point where you can enable. So we'll see if the race is going to be interesting.
Well, there you go. Here is your qualifying session. Wisp, the Swedish man, takes pole with a 13.8. P2 is Digsurf with a 14.0. Donny with his banker lap sets a 14.0 as well. Going down the order, we have P4 for Desi, P5 Big Turbina Yaya, who retired early in the race, has a 14.2. Crappy with a 14.3. P7 AM Stark with P8. Domi in the McLaren P9. Clark P10. Polypunk 11. Maka P12, and that's everyone I can gather so far.
Back in a really good position, as you were saying, on 11th place. We remember people that the top 10 will start on the tire that they qualified on. I think everyone was on the softs, so everyone in the top 10 will be on the softs, and the other 8 drivers are able to select their strategy. So it's gonna be interesting how they select that one, as they can do different things related to the top 10.
Yeah, everyone has their choices. Everyone's putting in their setups. There's I don't believe there's much choices to do with changing your setup to suit the race better, but maybe a bit of front wing changes or tires maybe, but I believe the lap is the fuel for it is 1 lap plus. But with safety car, I'm not sure to risk underfueling, but that's always an option for these drivers, especially if they want to risk it all for the biscuit. So we have most of these drivers on is there anyone on the hard tires, or is there anyone beyond top 10 that's starting on the soft tires as well? Let's see, shall we? Everyone's... Oh, look at that! P16, P17, as well as P13 are starting on the soft tires.
Interesting. Luda, Arrow, and Jan probably thinking that a safety car early can change their strategy, not risking it, let's say, to the mediums. That is the other preferred strategy by Polypunk, Maka, Tanay. This is Rippy and Daz on last place. We'll see how they play those cards. They are gonna be really fast at the beginning, but of course the softs have that push on the first lap, but the tire wear will be higher and they will have to pit before.
Yeah, they will have to. So, what's like the pit range for these drivers? What do you think? It's around like the lap. It's only 32 laps, or I believe it's around lap 15. What is it? What do you think?
I think it's around 12, between 10 and 15.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So, especially those drivers who had 2 outlaps, who didn't have a good time in, they're gonna be struggling with those softs. And but it's still, and as well, it's very hard to overtake. So even if you have bad tires, you can definitely defend well and keep your position, but you're gonna definitely lose time with the drivers in front of you.
It's gonna be really interesting to see what the strategy brings here to these 18 drivers. Now, Wisp already controlled by the AI. You can see only the inputs. It will be lining into the grid on pole position. I think is on the right hand side, the pole sitter. Yeah, oh no, sorry, it's on the left one. So, kind of interesting. He has the inside. He needs a really good exit, and it's a really long straight.
Really is, yeah. It's a long straight, especially with the pits. Those pits times actually takes very long, but still, we'll see with the starts. When you go for the start, it's a bit curved on the right there. So if you have a bad start, you can see that as I believe that's a Ferrari just chilling there in the middle of the track. So he's a bit confused, ready to go. But we'll see. Going to this race, everyone's readying up their cars. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Revs are up. Engine are revving up, getting the cars ready. And here we go. Fast start from Wisp there. He's definitely keep his position. But what can these drivers see? There's some driver changes. Adesi himself into P3. Some changes in the background there. Everyone's fixing their position. They're going 3 wide into turn 1. Everyone's on their curb, but is anyone going to be flinched out from those? Adesi still setting himself into P3. There's a yellow flag. It looks like an AlphaTauri has gone there. But who's going to go for the overtake there? A lot of overtakes are happening in the background, but there's still cars going side by side. But Wisp is just off right now. He's already 8 tenths behind, in front of DX Surf.
Yaya Sanagoad, an overtake with Victor Urbina and Dark and Domi exchanging position as well, as Yaya dived on the inside of turn 7, side by side, still on turn 8. There he goes, Victor Urbina, down a place, but really good start for DXurf, really good start for Wisp as well, starting in pole position. Good defense by DXurf on turn 2 and 3, going wide actually, DXurf, and losing a lot of places.
Well, that's DX Surf going down the order there. Oh my god, what has happened there? And who's that in there? Looks like Clark, look at him! He has gone off the track, he went a bit too deep there and got clipped by Domi's rear tires.
Unfortunate for him, the Aston Martins and the AlphaTauris really suffering at the start of this race. We'll see if Ara has something on Polypunk. We'll respect the Spaniards between each other. Ara has to push on those softs. Polypunk on the mediums, leaving the space there at turn 17. Better exit for the Alpine. We will see what they have as Doni is really close on Adesi, going to do the move on the main straight, on the inside, clear as you like, and jumping into P2. He now needs to catch Wisp. He showed good pace on qualifying, but now, well, bad start as Yaya.
Oh.
I think he has spun.
It doesn't look like he has any damage, but he looks like he went on the track for a little bit. He wants to clip the grass for these drivers, you know, make the grass look all nice and clean. But the race still goes on. Wisp is only 1.4 seconds in front of Donny.
Look at Polypunk. Look at Polypunk preparing that overtake at the 8 of 7. Now he lifts because he doesn't want to commit to that one at the inside. Yaya with better tires, but after that mistake, Polypunk had everything on his hands to try that move. Now staying on 9th place, the best driver on the mediums. Yaya going really wide. I don't know if he has any warnings after that off track, but surely something has to do.
Would you
because
look at that?
he has gained time.
Desi is right behind Adoni. It looked like he was going to do an overtake, but he think he's waiting for that main straight to pull out his card there. Will he pull out the move? Let's see. Is he going to utilize his battery? Doesn't look like he is. It looks like the fuel icon on his car is popped up, so he is running a lighter car than Doni. So DRS is enabled now. Everyone sticking within the 1 second is getting that nice boost. Desi goes for the overtake, going side by side. Are they going to stick it through? Yes, he does. Desi says himself in front of Doni.
Really a solid one, and he puts himself into second place. It seems like Doni had better pace, but Desi taking that place back from last lap. And he's doing an amazing job there to put the Williams on second place. But the gap between him and Wisp is really, really increasing. Lap after lap, 2.7 already on lap 3. Wisp doing an amazing job.
Wisp doing really good there. He's only 2.6 seconds, and we saw from the last race in Australia, he says himself pretty clear as well. So he has some breathing space there, and if he keeps the consistency like last time, he's definitely gonna bring some points for the Rebel boys, as well as Big Turbina. He's getting close to that podium spot. So yeah, we have a mixed range of drivers here, but Rebel is definitely going on top right here.
Yes, Kane, and this is repeats changing positions. Seems like a bad exit from Kane at the exit of Aqua Minerale, preparing the overtake now, the Ferrari, but not able to get it done, at least at the moment. He will try it probably on 16, leaving the space the AlphaTauri is. But Kane probably a little bit far. Oh!
He went a bit too deep into that. I don't know what happened there. He kind of outbroke himself there and went to the gravel trap. That's unfortunate. He's going to lose a lot of time there. There's some exchange going on with Mac and Arrow. They're exchanging spots right there, as well as Crampy and Yaya. They exchange spots as well, going to turn 1.
Andoni as well exchange position once again, lap after lap. They gained a little bit of time.
Oh! Donnie's gone! Donnie's retired from the race! He went a bit too much on the throttle and he's gone. Is that going to be a safety car? Yes, it is going to be a safety car. Safety car on lap 4 of the race, and with the P2, I believe he was P4 sitter, and he's gone.
P2 is just overtook Adesi on the main straight, as I was saying. So really unfortunate for him, as he did a really good qualifying. He did a really good job at the start, and they were catching a little bit Wisp on this lap. They were playing with the slipstream and DRS, but now he's off. He will have to retire. It happened to the Mercedes as well last night. Both retired. At the moment we have still Maca on 9th place, but this is one Mercedes off.
And Wisp is gonna have some time to play with these drivers now. He definitely put himself on the front there, but now he's gonna have some fun with these drivers now. He definitely has some good pace. He's gonna pit actually. Is he gonna pit for the medium tires or the hard tires? I think mediums are gonna last.
I think the mediums. I think the hards are not good enough. I think the traction zones are really difficult with the hard tires.
Yeah, there you go. He pits for the medium tires.
Yeah, exchanges, because I think it's Polypunk. Yeah, Polypunk started with the mediums. Maca, I think as well. They are well staying on track. So we'll see. I think everyone who started on the mediums will be staying, and after that, probably pitting for the softs or praying for another safety car.
Yeah, so we're probably going to see a full medium race here with only 3 drivers. Oh no, the top 3 drivers, they started with the mediums. So Polypunk, Maca, Kane, Gikvan, if they can keep their position there until they pit for softs, because later on when the softs comes, they're definitely going to be very fast.
I mean, the thing is how the mediums are going to wear at the end of this race. I don't know how much laps with good pace the mediums can do, but surely they are going to be struggling a little bit at the end of this race, and even more with these drivers that didn't pit, that are with the mediums, that will be on the softs at the end of this race. And the delta between those new softs and those old and worn mediums could be really, really a good gap that the softs drivers might be pulling. And we'll see how this unfolds. But at the moment, it seems like the drivers that started with the subs have almost their half a race done.
Interestingly, the X-Surf and the X-Surf sticking out on the softs, but this is Rippy. He actually pitted for new softs, so they're definitely gonna have to come pit again, because they're definitely not gonna last until the end of the race.
I don't remember if he started. I think he started on the soft, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the X-Surf. Yeah, I believe so. But this is Rippy has fresh new softs there, so We have Clark as well. He has a 3-second penalty, I believe. So this is definitely going to affect his race. But there's a mix in the order now. Polypunk is in P1, but he has an old medium tires. See how fast what the interval is for these drivers here. Is Wisp gonna assert himself and put himself into the front early on, or we will see? There's a lot of action waiting to be unfold here.
See what these drivers can do. Gonna be interesting on the restart how the runners with the mediums, the older mediums, sorry, how they can keep the pace. Now this is repeating for mediums, probably to have younger tires on his disposal. He didn't have any. Well, I think only one place to lose. Probably it could be a good strategy. We'll see at the end of this race. But he's catching now the pack, and I think Green Flag Racing will be our next one on lap 7. So I think we might be ready for it.
Yeah, we'll see. I believe the safety car is gonna. Yeah, the safety car is definitely gonna come in this lap, and we're gonna see the drivers come in. Let's see. Polypunk is definitely gonna set the pace for this race, and the Spaniard leading away. Very shortly, we're gonna see the safety car go out, and yeah, more action, more to unfold. We did see a clean lap 1, so if these drivers can recreate that, we're definitely gonna. It's gonna be a nice interaction. We'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen.
We'll see what Dixter has on his hands as well with those softs. Old softs, really interesting. Probably he did a couple of out laps there on the qualifying with those tires. Safety car on this lap, as we were mentioned, that was gonna happen. Dixter has to do a lot of job there to get back into the top. I don't know if he was collected with that collision of the top drivers, but now Polypunk will be holding this grid, waiting for the safety car to come into the pits, and after that he can push, and we will have Green Flag Racing where he crosses the start finish line, and we will see a lot of action, I presume.
A lot of action indeed. Is he gonna go out? Is he gonna wait a little bit? Let's see what he does. He's gonna wait a little bit before the safety car goes in. Is he gonna get ready to go very soon? And he goes. There he goes. He's out right now. And Maka following close behind him. He's not losing that much time. He's only 3/10 behind him. This driver's still in the back. There's not any position changes yet, but we have Kane, Gikvan, and Wisp. They're getting really close to each other. Who's gonna go for the overtake? Is just gonna dive it in? But everyone looks like they're keeping it nice and tidy right each other. We have some exchange in back there with Clark. And Ferrari's looking a bit shaky there. He's eager to go for the overtake against Kane Gikvan, but as well as Wisp, he's keeping his position. Not an eventful restart, but everyone's keeping it very close. Still many laps to go.
They are really close at Desi at the back of Wisp. Wisp not finding any door open on the Ferrari of Kane. We have an exchange between, I think, teammates. That's surely team orders. The except on the soft's gonna be faster than John, but Wisp and this train ahead of him was really close on that restart. It was actually dangerous. Kane having a big snap at the exit of Aqua Mineral and Mac as well. And Wisp gonna take both of them. Not both of them is behind Kane, but almost. He had a good exit out of that. Kane receiving a penalty. Adesi tapping the back of Wisp. We'll see if Wisp has anything on his hands. Polypunk, meanwhile, extending that gap of the lead. The Ferrari defending really good. Adesi can take both of them on the main straight if he is clever enough. We'll see what he has. Not the best exit on his hands. Wisp, I think, gonna take that place.
Easy position for him. Is Kane Gikvan gonna defend it? But who's that in the background? And Desi hoping to follow Wisp through. Let's see. He's gonna go stick behind Kane Gikvan. He's going side by side. Oh, and they touch, and he's out of the track. But it doesn't look like he's spinning from that. Wisp sets himself into P2. What a good drive from Wisp so far. There's a yellow flag for a Ferrari. John is out. Yeah. It looks like Gian is retired. Is that going to bring a virtual safety car? No, it doesn't look like it. There's some exchange there with Maka and Domi. As well as Yaya. There's some contact there. Yaya is going putting himself in front of both of these two drivers, taking the opportunity and saying thank you very nicely. Still, gaps are getting pretty close. Domi is right behind Maka. It's only a 10th behind Maka right now. So there's still a lot of actions to follow up. Is he going to get the better exit? Maka looking a bit shaky there. Is he going to go down the inside?
I think so.
No, he's going to save it a bit. So. Maybe for the main straight. Some exchange here with Dig Surfing Crampy. But for the main straights, this is where we're going to see all the overtakes.
It's amazing on turn 7. It seems like Yaya Sanagot got both of the overtakes on Maka and Domi. Domi a little bit first off track, but I don't think NASpace was there. Adesi gonna be really close on Kane now on the main straight. The Ferrari has a penalty and older tires. Adesi pushing everything he has on his back on that ERS to go to the outside line on turn 1, side by side between the Ferrari and the Williams. The Williams
that was big
was waiting for the cut under, but we have the contact there. Dark as well overtaking. Will Dark try it on Adesi? Is lurking but not enough pace to get it. Big Turbine as well. And Kane battling on turn 6. The Red Bull trying to dive, not gonna be enough. And Domi at the exit of Yaya is gonna take it side by side still. Yaya better traction there at the exit of 7. Side by side still as they go into 8 and 9.
Oh, and there's contact there. Yeah, didn't have much space to go there. But yeah, these drivers still fighting out hard. Yaya just had the better exit speed and set himself in front of Domi. But the race is still not over yet. Polypunk is only 1.2 seconds in front of Wisp. Doesn't have DRS, but Dark is also looking to overtake Adesi very soon. He's only 3 tenths behind them, and Adesi is outside of the DRS range. Wisp is almost, he's inside the DRS range, but is that enough for to open the flap up? Look at that. Big Turbine and Yaya, they're going to go for the overtake.
What an overtake at the outside of turn 16. He has made it down, but has Big Turbine and Domi on his back. We'll see if this slipstream and the DRS is good enough for the McLaren and the Red Bull. Yaya is going to be under pressure, but he has the DRS as well to defend. Overtake of Dark on Adesi for the podium. We will see if Domi can do something about that one. Kane retaining a little bit that strain. 1.6 is between him and Adesi. A lot of action here as Adesi is close on Dark. Will he take it on turn 7? He doesn't have the run to do it.
Yeah, this look at these gaps are so close, but as I said, Imola is a very hard track to overtake. We're definitely going to see some more action going to the main straight, the main DRS straight. But yeah, everyone's slowing themselves up. Everyone have the overtakes. Yaya is putting that pace very nicely. You saw that overtakes; it came out of nowhere. So there's definitely some spots where you don't usually make overtakes there, and the man himself does it. Crampy gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. So there you are. We have 5 drivers with penalties so far.
Taking a lot of risks. That's another one as we were talking. Wisp is already close. It's 6 tenths between him and the leader, and he has already bit it. It's gonna be really good for him, and he has a gap behind him of 3.3 seconds. He's on a comfort lead at the moment. We'll see now Domi if he has something on his hands to overtake Big Turbina a little bit far. Oh, Wisp and Polypunk changing positions. I don't know if Polypunk had a lag issue or was actually an overtake.
That was an overtake from Wisp. Yeah, the DRS was too strong and he didn't really utilize the battery there. Adesi goes in front of Stark. Domi still having issues with Big Turbina. There's definitely going to be some overtakes coming out soon. With Kane Gekvan, he's only 14% of ERS. And if you look at the top 2, Wisp is 40%, while Polypunk has that 70% of ERS. So they might be helping out each other. If Polypunk can just stay inside of Wisp DRS range, he can definitely help each other out and put each other along the race.
Seeing that Wisp has an amazing pace and Polypunk probably struggling with older tires. He has to do it. He has to do everything he can to extend the gap between him and the rest of the field. Remember that he has still to pit, probably on 10 laps or so. He will be pitting for the softs. We'll see what he has and what the engineers on Alpine say to him. Staying on DRS at the moment, it seems like the Alpine driver is doing. We'll see what these drivers at the back on this train can do. Kane retaining a little bit Big Turbina and Domi. Domi really getting close on turn 16, but at the exit of 17, losing a little bit of pace, and Big Turbina extending that gap.
Big Turbina is actually very close to Kane Gekvan, and there he goes. With Kane Gekvan having no ERS at all, he's going to go for the overtake, but what can Domi do? He's right behind him. Is he going to get the run up for turn 7? Polypunk is only 4 tenths behind, or 5 tenths behind Wisp, so they're keeping it pretty close. But let's see with these drivers. There's still 20 laps left to go, a fair amount of laps to go for these drivers to do some pretty nice overtakes. Domi is with the new tires, and Kane Gekvan with no ERS and older tires. He wants to go for that overtake pretty soon, or else he's going to fall down the order pretty fast.
Now at the back of Frampy. He was not going to try it there, but he was pushing the ERS button. He has the softs and he needs to utilize them, optimize the use to get the move done. He's 2 tenths. He's really close. Frampy having a little snap there at the exit of Acqua Minerale. and the Excerpt lurking there before the braking zones to see if he has a gap. Arrow going wide on 15. Grumpy probably gonna utilize that one to take a place. He is on P11, and there he goes at the outside now, going down into turn 16, and the Williams is just ahead.
Yeah, and Dirksurf almost he didn't expect Arrow to break that much there, so he's gonna have a good run up against Arrow. Is there any overtakes gonna go in the front? Everyone's keeping it close and nice gaps. Arrow has no ERS, as well as Crampy. They're both running out. Arrow takes back the position, but what is Dirksurf is also there. He utilizes the opportunity and goes in front of Crampy as well. Crampy goes down by 2 orders. Look at this big turbine. Domi around the outside. He goes for the overtake as well. Kenny Gekfan is still there in front of him. He almost had the overtake, but with the defense of Kenny Gekfan, it's pretty hard to overtake with the positions like that. The big turbina is outside. There's no space left for these two drivers here. Maka is just all over Domi's gearbox right now. Domi with no ERS at all. He's hoping that he can get past Kenny Gekfan pretty fast, but he's only 1 second outside of these drivers.
Big Turbina losing 3 places, running a little bit on this tower time, as Kane had the slipstream and the DRS to take that position back, doing an amazing job for his teammate. Kane still yet to pit, and Big Turbina was already pitting Domi, having a penalty there.
Yeah, he went wide, yeah, so that's not
wide
good
on 15.
for Domi.
Polypang losing the DRS potentially to Wisp. Not gonna be happy about that fact.
Either though, he did keep inside the Wisp DRS with those tires. He did a very good job, and Polypang is definitely going to be in good position when he pits for softs. Look at this. Maka goes in front of Domi. He goes for the overtake. Nothing much Domi can do. He's on 0% ERS. A big turbina is right behind him as well. He has ERS to spend. What is he going to do? Domi tries his best, but to no avail. Big turbina goes right in front of him.
From Big Turbina. Domi went wide on turn 1. And of course you compromise the exit for 2 and 3. Big Turbina taking the other line to maximize and do that move. Fantastic job from him. And Arrow at the exit of 7, now side by side with Domi. Uphill, there's contact a little bit between them, but still keeping it side. The Exurf trying to find any door open at the outside line of 11 and 12. What a move from the Exurf.
Just came out of nowhere. Those soft tires are definitely raging, but they're dying really quickly. Those are 11 laps old softs. They're gonna have to come into the pits very soon, but he's still keeping the pace with those medium tires actually.
Skipping the pace really good. He felt a little bit, he was falling a little bit on the middle of the stint, but now he has born again with those softs and still keeping it on DRS. A little bit of snap there with the curb. Yeah, really close on Dark. I think the move is gonna be done. He's not even utilizing that energy, and Dark knows it. He opens the door for the Williams. I think they're helping each other to catch a Desi. Now Kane and Maka.
Maka as well, he takes the opportunity to separate the two Ferraris. Oh, I just spectate that. Yeah, Kane Gekfan bet a bit too wide. Didn't look like he didn't get that much of advantage, but track limits are harsh in Imola in some areas, so you gotta be careful with that. Cramping Arrow, they're going strange as well as Daz. Arrow, what happened to Arrow there? He went just too slow.
He went wide on turn 6, losing 2 places now with Crampy and Daz. Really harsh because he was doing a good job when he was overtaking Domi, but now falling a little bit. It's gonna be really difficult for him, but he doesn't have any penalties on his name, as he goes almost wide on turn 12 and having a snap on 13. Is Leclerc gonna have it? Oh, Arrow is off, I think.
Is Arrow off?
Yes,
no,
he is.
He went off a bit, but he came back on track. Still behind Luda. He's 1.1, 1.3. Yeah, he's losing that DRS quickly. So that's so unfortunate for Arrow. He had a good position. Now he's just lost all of that.
Indeed. He was in a very good position, but when the tires get hot on the rear, it's really difficult to control them.
The Exurf getting a 3-second penalty, and he pits now. He's paying for those medium tires.
I don't think he has taken the best strategy here, but we'll see what he has at this stint. I think will be the mediums, as he started on the top 10. Yes, he has the mediums now fitted on. And really close on Maka.
Yeah, they're getting closer and closer. Wisp is just out there with the pace. He is 2.4 seconds ahead of Polypunk. He's clear. S-L-E-A-R, clear. And it doesn't look like Polypunk has much to to use Adesi. He's only 1.2 seconds ahead of Yaya, as well as 1.1 seconds behind Polypunk. So he's very close to that DRS range. Domi, he's only 3 tenths behind Brick Turbina. Yaya gets a 3-second penalty.
Interesting. Everyone that has penalties on this tower has 3 seconds. Only DXsurf does, and Kane with those 6 seconds that's gonna be hurting a lot on their time, and even more if there's a safety car at the end of the race. It's gonna be really drowning them on this tower. They're not gonna be happy. Kane is still yet to pit, as well as Maka and Polypunk, and as well as Luda.
Yeah, those are still yet to pit. I don't know where they will start themselves when they pit for the softs. They're definitely gonna have to pit soon, because Big Turbina goes ahead of Kanegekvan, but what does Domi? He's right behind them as well. It doesn't look like he has enough ERS and tires to utilize to go in front of Kanegekvan. We saw that he almost went for the inside. He looked there. Is he gonna go for this run? Look at that Domi! He got an amazing run there. Oh, but he didn't want to go for that overtake there. He wants to play it safe. But he gets a better exit speed. Look at that. He went a bit squirkly out of there. And thanks to his Domi, brilliant exit speed, he goes in front of Kanegekvan.
Amazing. He timed it perfectly. Good and solid run out of turn 7. Putting himself into P8. But that penalty in his name not going to be helping him too much. Big Turbina and him gaining places together. Now the next one is Maka on the same strategy. No, sorry. Maka still yet to pit. So we'll see what they have. Adesi, meanwhile, catching Polypunk. I think they were starting to notice. Now, I look at Adesi. I don't think he needs energy to overtake Polypunk. They both know that DRS is too powerful. There he goes, Adesi, with the Williams. Clean as you like. Ahead of him, up into pit 2.
Yeah, he doesn't want to fight that. These mini runners definitely need to pit if they want to have some laps to utilize their tires, as well as to utilize how much laps they have, because the less laps they have, the less laps they can overtake with.
Big Turbina overtaking on the main straight. Maka almost taking the under and over move. Not doing it though. Very close to do it. We'll see if he has it on turn 7. It's really close on this fast chicane. Is he gonna launch it? Nope, too far. It's too far for Maka. But almost very good move from Big Turbina. Very good defense for him as well. And he's up into P6.
Domi's in the background waiting for the perfect opportunity. We've seen drivers wait for that perfect chance and go for that double overtake. So can we see this happen here? Both Big Turbina and Maka, they're keeping it pretty close. Maka goes wide. Is that a penalty? No, that's definitely going to be a warning though. And that's going to help bring Domi a little bit closer to him. He definitely lost time there. So let's see what happened. Will he pit for the tires though? The pit window is open, I believe. They definitely need to pit for softs if they want to have some time to utilize their softs and overtaking capabilities. And yeah, Kanegekvan is also keeping it pretty close behind Domi. But yeah, none of these drivers they're not pitting yet. Or Kanegekvan, yes, he has pitted actually. Look at this, Big Turbina. But look at Domi. He's actually getting way faster than Big Turbina there. But it looked like he was going to overtake Maka in the second. I thought he was going faster than him, but no. He's keeping it very close to Maka. There was only 3 tenths behind him. Does he have, well, is he going to have enough run to go through turn 7?
I think so. But he's closing. Those worn tires for Maka not going to help. Still, we have 2 drivers on the top 10 yet to pit. It's going to be shuffling a little bit the grid when they pit. Gonna doing it now, putting those softs to utilize them 14 laps. I don't know, but how they're gonna match those softs. I don't know how much they can last. 14 laps looks like a little bit of stretch, but you have to notice that these drivers are with less fuel than at the beginning of the race, so probably less wear as well on their tires and more time to overtake.
Definitely, yeah. We'll see if Maka is going to pit this lap. It looks like he's losing time against Domi because of his tires. He's keeping it right close to that pit lane. No, he's not going to pit yet. Polypunk and Maka yet to pit for those soft tires. Is he going to have enough speed to go for the overtake? He's keeping it very close. Maka defending the inside, the outside, leaving enough space. They're going side by side. And what happens? They're exchanging spots. There's contact. Domi goes off track. And look at this. Is he going to go? Oh no, there was some contact there and they slowed down both of these drivers.
Victor Urbina took both of them. Now Leclerc as well, benefiting for that. I don't know what happened. I think they touched wheels and they locked the front right of Maka and the rear left of Domi, and they went both off track. Really unfortunate for both of them. They were doing a really good job, but now losing time and losing positions. This is gonna help Polypan, who's staying on DRS on a Desi, and I think that's why he's not pitting at the moment, because he's gaining time against his rivals. We'll see when he decides to do it, probably when he loses DRS or when he thinks that the softs can bring more pace to that Alpine.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard track to go side by side going to turn 1. Racing incidents do happen, and these drivers are definitely racing hard for those positions, so these incidents are here. Doesn't mean that their skill is bad, but these drivers are definitely racing hard. Those lap times and those pace shows. So, oh, Domi! Oh, he went a bit too much on the throttle, and it looked like he was going to go into the wall, but he saved himself there. Maka gets a 5-second penalty!
Well, that's really harsh. That's a big penalty that you don't want to have when you need to recover time. Now Crampy meanwhile overtaking Victor Urbina. Good round for Crampy right now. Victor Urbina with no penalties as well, doing a fantastic job. When it seemed like he had some parts of the race bad incidents. He had one with Domi at the exit of 7 there, but he's doing an amazing job putting himself into P7, and with that penalties I think he might be on P6.
Yeah, it looks like Wisp having a nice cap. Just like to remind everyone in the chat, racing incidents do happen and everyone's racing very hard.
Yeah. And Dark, oh, what an exchange, Dark. Very good construction, they are still side by side. I think at the exit of 15, Yaya got the overtake after Aqua Minerale, because I think he did a mistake and Dark was able to catch. He did the move on the chicane.
Yeah, it's also very close. Yeah, I didn't saw that in my camera, but what an overtake from Dark. Both of these drivers are still 16 lap old tires. Polypunk has not yet pitted into the softs yet. Where's Maka? Maka's in P15. Look at this. Yaya and Dark, they exchange positions again. So still a lot of action left going into the race. Domi is only 3/10 behind Crappy, but with those tires, I think these tires are a bit overheating. We saw a lot of mistakes coming from him. Daz goes into pits for fresh softs. But yeah, everyone, the gap is close, getting closer and closer. There's only 10 laps left. I feel like this race has gone on forever, but I love to see the action coming on from these drivers.
Of action. I'm wondering when Polbang is gonna pit, because he needs to maximize that last stint. He needs to maximize it. Now losing DRS, I think this is a lap where he will be pitting. This is really close to lose that DRS, and I think with the softs, well, of course the softs will be bringing better pace on that Alpine. I'll be jumping on him to see what he does. Domi as well, really close on Crampy, but I don't think he's gonna take any risks there. Well, good exit from Aquaminerale, but I don't think he's doing it there. Polypang, I think, losing DRS already, yes. And I think this is a good chance to put the softs and tries to go to the end. Well, he's not.
He's not. That's very interesting, actually. He needs to definitely pit. Because he started on the medium tires, so I don't know what's going on with Polypunk there. He needs to pit sooner or later. He's falling down the order very quickly. We have someone going to pits. We have Clark going into the pits, actually.
Exactly. I think this was the lap for Polypunk. He's not losing time with those worn tires, and it's not gonna be safe either to be and staying there on the track. And I think he's losing time of that second stint. I don't know if he's waiting for a clear chance to pit and not have traffic, but I think he will be jumping just behind the train of Domi.
Yeah, Crampy looking a bit shaky coming out there, but gaps are still getting closer and closer. With us, Clark stays out. He comes out where? He comes out P15, down in the bottom. Not surprised there, but it's probably going to get the fastest lap if Polypunk doesn't pit. Polypunk needs to pit very soon if he wants to utilize those soft tires. You can see Yaya is getting closer and closer. Just ever so close to Polypunk, and it's growing up rapidly. But Crampy and Domi, they're still keeping the gap pretty close to each other, but not so close that they can go for the overtake. Wisp is actually pitting?
Wisp and Adesi pitting?
Wisp and Adesi pitting?
Do they have...
I am very confused about that.
Polypunk on the lead, but Yaya's gonna take it on the outside line. There he goes. Overtaking, but going almost a little bit wide there off track, and he has the move done. But I was really really not expecting Wisp and Adesi to pit. They pitted for soft. Probably the medium's not taking it.
I have no idea why Wisp pitted. He was clear.
Percent tire wear might be.
It definitely has to be a tire wear or some damage issue, but I don't see a reason why Wisp had to pit. He was clear with those drivers, but yeah, I mean, if he wants to have more fun, he was probably bored of sitting in first place and want to have some more fun. So there you go, Wisp in P7. Yaya is provisionally P1. He does have a 3-second penalty, I believe, so he's definitely gonna have to pull a gap. But I believe Dark and Crampy, they both have penalty as well. So Dom, he's in P6 and he's clear of Wisp with those penalties. So let's see how fast. Let's see how fast the intervals are with between the mediums and the soft tires.
Understand why Polypunk is not pitting. He would be on a really good pace on those softs. He doesn't have penalties as well, so I don't understand it. Not yet. I think he's waiting for a safety car, or otherwise I don't understand anything. Dark as well pitting. Dark as well pitting. Polypunk meanwhile with 24 lap old mediums is staying on track. Other drivers like Dark pitting there for new tires. We'll see if Wisp and Adesi can bring that position back and be on the top where they were, but I see it really difficult.
There you go, Big Turbina and Crampy, they're exchanging positions there. Domi is in the back there. There's just good positions for Domi, Crampy, and Big Turbina. They're just sticking there. Arrow and Dark, they're still in the pits waiting to come out, as well as competing for softs. Clark sets the fastest lap with a 16.0 with those new soft tires, but we can definitely see more fastest lap with these drivers pitting. It's all unfolding at the end of the race. So later on we have 2 retirements so far, Doni and Gian. Doni, unfortunately for him, he was looking really good, but yeah, the gaps are getting closer and closer with Crampy and Domi, as well as Big Turbina. They're settling in those positions, but we'll see. Domi gets a better exit off of turn 11, I believe. But yeah, this lap is about to end, and the main straight is where it unfolds. The action is starting to rise up.
So if he pits, no. One more lap. Lap 26 of 32, not pitting yet. Those mediums, I don't know how they are resisting there, but he's skipping on that DRS. I don't know if he's waiting for a safety car. I don't know if he's waiting for an accident to happen behind or a gap to clear. There we have Crampy really close on Big Turbina. Actually, will be Domi on Crampy, probably with more energy. He's gonna dive on the inside, defending. It's gonna be almost 3 wide. Crampy braking late.
Yeah, it looks like Domi had the look in the inside, but he broke a bit too much and lost some time there, and he used up all his ERS there. But Crampy has about 10%. He has nothing of no ERS at all. Paulie has the L plan in mind, so we'll see what happens with this driver here. But Crampy is keeping close with his Alpine teammate there in the P4 in position-wise. There's still about how many laps? 6 laps left. And there's a lot of laps left for the overtakes to happen. Wisp is only 1.6 seconds behind Domi. We saw that that gap was 6 seconds. Now he's 1.3 seconds behind Domi.
Why I'm wondering why Polypunk is not pitting, because the softs are working perfectly. Wisp gained 2 seconds, even 3 I think, on these 2 sectors on Domi, and he's just at the back of the McLaren driver. Domi only needs to keep it tight because he needs to keep those tires alive. We saw Wisp and Adesi changing those to go to the end. We'll see if Wisp does the overtake now. He has more battery than Domi, a slipstream, everything he wants on his disposal. Domi defending a little bit because that's a true position. Crampy and Big Turbina exchanging as well. Wisp going for the move. Domi on the outside, not gonna work. And Domi gets 6th place after losing that one to Wisp. Wisp going off track a little bit.
Oh, he kind of changed there dangerously. He almost hit the back of, hit the front of Wisp if Domi didn't move. Some position changes there. That's definitely a teammate's order there. Didn't lose time against Toby, so that's good for those. But you'll see. Marshall's there. We're gonna have a look at that. So still about 5 laps to go. And Wisp is slowly coming together. But he's still far away from that P1 position. Oh! Did you see that? I almost lost it there.
Didn't see, to be honest. Didn't see. Glad he didn't, because he was in a really good position. Dixer having a penalty on his name, not gonna help on his race. Polypunk, will see. He is not pitting yet again. Lap 27, lap 28, sorry. And Polypunk still with those mediums from the beginning. Amazing effort. But I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Wisp is gonna go for the easy overtake. There's just no question about that. He's gonna say hi to his buddy there and just move on with his day. But is that gonna allow Big Turbina? Big Turbina is right behind him there, and he goes for that overtake there. They're going side by side. There's contact. Crappy goes in front. Oh, he saves it though. But this is gonna allow Domi to come out of nowhere. Is he gonna go for the double overtake? Come on, Domi. I know you got it in you. He does. He goes for a safe move, but will he have enough? Look at that. Is he gonna get enough speed to go into turn 7? I don't think so. But that was almost an amazing overtake from Domi. He could have got both of them.
Wow, amazing. Almost got both on one move. Rampy with that contact compromised and lost 2 places. He was on P4 sitting really comfortable, but now with Big Turbina and Domi overtaking him, he drowns into P6. As well at Desi on those softs, not able to clear the traffic as fast as Wisp, but now on the exit of Aqua Minerale, he will try it on the outside of the chicane, will be the inside of 15, but no space there because he's not even
Crampy gets another 3-second time penalty. Yeah, and Desi. Yeah, he definitely did there. So that's gonna definitely affect his position there. I don't believe Crampy should really fight that hard. He knows he's gonna fall back down the order there. But what can Domi do? He's right behind Big Turbina. If he overtakes Big Turbina, he can get the P5 position because of the penalties, I believe. So Wisp is still going for the overtake. There's some side-by-side action going with Crampy and Adesi. Adesi sets himself in front of Crampy. Is he going to retaliate? I don't think so. There's not any moves going there. Domi sets himself in front of Big Turbina.
That's a really good move. He needs to do it. He needs to clear it. He has the penalty and needs to outpace the Red Bull. They're on the same strategy. They have been together all race long. We'll see if Domi has anything left on these 3.5 laps to go. Polybang still yet to pit. Big Turbina.
Big Turbina, Adesi, they're exchanging positioning as well. Adesi with those fast softs, he can just set himself anywhere he wants to go. He can go for moves far away. So Adesi has a lot to play. Domi is definitely sweating. He would have hoped that Big Turbina let off Adesi like Crampy did, but no. Adesi is already right behind Domi there. But he's not going to fight that much because of those penalties there, I believe. If he was a smart person, maybe. But, let's see. Polypunk, is he going to pit this lap? No, he's not going to pit this lap.
Hey, I don't understand this one. Because he needs to do it. Still only 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go on Polypunk. He needs the Salps to really have the pace. I'm really starting to don't understand this. It's been a long time. These last laps. There he goes at Desi on Domi. That was clear because he's on new softs and even no penalties for him. So easy move for him. Big Turbina gonna close a little bit on those 2. But still, I don't know what's happening.
I'm honestly thinking that Polypunk has forgotten that he needs to pit for soft. I'm fully convinced. But like warnings are supposed to be given now, like the last 3 or 2 laps, that you need to pit for soft. So I don't know what's going on right now.
He normally does weird strategies, but not this weird. So I really don't know what he is doing. Leclerc, Dixer from Maka really close there, battling for the points. Gonna be interesting as well. I think Dixer is the driver with more penalties on this battle. It's 9 seconds for him.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but Dark is all over Crampy. Oh my god. I don't know if you saw that, but Dark just hit too much of Crampy, and Crampy kind of sets himself out there. Crampy's quickly losing a lot of positions. He has 20% ERS. As well as he takes Big Turbina as well. Is he going to go for Domi as well? He's almost going to take Domi as well. Oh, and he hits the back!
Yes!
He does hit the back of Domi there. He outbroke himself, and he's still hitting the back of Domi. And he loses himself onto the track. He needs to calm down a bit.
I think that was accidentally twice, but it's really interesting to see. Look at Big Turbina now overtaking Dark. Dark doing a really good run, but now having a big mistake. Big Turbina on Domi is gonna take it. Almost contact between them. Domi left the space.
Oh, and he's gone!
Between Crampy and Dark.
Big Turbina is gone as well as Crampy. They've both spun into the race. Hopefully they can come back safely so they don't hit anyone else. But oh my god, what action we're seeing on the last couple of laps. These drivers are just falling down the order. It's good for Domi, but that's so unfortunate for these drivers. They were definitely in the good positions.
Sorry, Polypang. It's the last chance to pit, otherwise it's gonna get disqualified. We'll see what he does. If he doesn't pit, he gets disqualified. That's at least the rule. We'll see what he does, but now 2 places that he has gained from that incident. We'll see where he lands, but I still don't understand why he wouldn't take even the fastest lap, pitting 1 lap before. We'll see if he crosses, and I don't think he's gonna
Yeah,
pit.
and he's pitting.
Oh my god.
I have no idea why he waits until the last lap. I really want to know what was going through his mind. So there you go. Polypunk is definitely gonna go down the order there. Domi gets that free position. Thank you very much, he says. Crampy is just a yellow flag for him. But yeah, free positions. Going to the last lap of the race. Whips is only 1.6 seconds behind Yaya. But if you see, Yaya has a penalty, so he actually is going to take the win if we can stick together in that range.
Amazing. Not going to be able to overtake on track. I think he's closing there, less than a second. But I don't think it's going to be enough. It's going to be enough for Yaya to take second place. Yes, and I think that's thanks to the traffic Desi had. Well, he had problems to clear that one. Yeah, Whisper wants to take it on track. He's really close. 2 tenths between them. Yaya's gonna yield. He doesn't want to battle. Whisper's gonna take it on track, it seems. Finishing sector 2 now. Entering sector 3. There goes Wisp on turn 15, utilizing your energy. I don't know if he's improving on his lap time. I don't know if he has the fastest lap already. Wisp onto turn 16. Amazing job by him. Amazing performance. Amazing show. Because he knows that he has got it. Now, tied to the right and finishing first. Wisp is gonna take it. Yaya is gonna finish second. And Desi is gonna take it the 3rd place.
There you go. Wisp takes the win of the race, starting from pole. No surprise there, but it was definitely a surprise seeing him pit that late for softs and still winning the race. Even if there was no penalties, he still won on the last lap of the race. What a driver from Wisp. The Sweden are definitely happy about today's race today. So good stuff. Domi gets himself into P5, Big Turbina and P4, and both of the Williams, they're sticking together with Yaya and Lizzie. But look where Polypunk is. Polypunk is P7, and I honestly think he could have got a podium there if he just pitted in the perfect time, and I have no idea why he didn't do that.
I think he just threw a podium there. I'm gonna ask him later on because I really don't understand anything. It's probably one of the first times that I've been so lost about the strategy. So really interesting. He got the points. He started on P11, finishing on P7. It's an improvement, but could be more. Could have been more, sorry. But there we have it. It's Wisp who takes the win. Yaya on 2nd place with an amazing stint of 27 laps. And Desi on 3rd place. Big points as well for Red Bull with 4th place on Big Turbina. And Ferrari, both of them taking points.
Well, there you go. That's your race. A lot of interesting actions going on to the end of the race. It was definitely a fun race to watch. So I definitely like today's race. And later on, we do have America's Tier 2. As well as tomorrow, we have Tier 1 and American Tier 1. A lot more action for you guys to watch. And yeah. So we're going to go into the commentators box very soon. And we can join with our friends to the interview room.
With Wisp, Yaya, and Desi. The 3 drivers to finish on the podium here. Spraying the champagne and everything. We'll see when they can jump here, and we will be able to interview them. 4th, Big Turbina, 5th, Domi, 6th, Leclerc, 7th for Polybank, 8th for Kane Gifgan, Dark on 9th, and Maka finishing on the points after 8 seconds of penalty, spinning on the pit lane, and an incident that he had, and the first stint for him. Real lucky. We have some drivers out of the points. Dixurf, Arrow, Das, this is Repeat, Luda, Crampy, Luda taking the fastest lap. Rampage on 16th, and Jan and Donny not able to finish this race.
Yeah, Donny had P3 position and he crashed out very early in the race, so that's unfortunate for him. But your top 10 point scores are Wisp taking the win, Yaya, Adesi, Big Tubina, and Domi. That's your top 5 there. We have Leclerc, Polypunk, Kanegik Fan, Dark, and Maka. Those are your point scores for today's race. And soon enough, we're going to have some drivers in, hopefully, for their interviews. And yeah, it was a very eventful race today. We can see Polypunk in the chat. I believe he waited for the safety car to see for the optimal time. So he definitely risked it a lot in today's race.
You did indeed. We have already two drivers here. Adesi, the third place for today, won't be showing today, but we have Yaya here after an amazing stint of 27 laps of those mediums, starting on second place. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Was an eventful race, a lot of overtakes. Second place. I don't remember where you began, but it was an amazing and really, really interesting race. How was on your end?
Well, yeah. I was P6 at the beginning because I crashed in qualifying. That was a bit disappointing, but the start was good. I had a little spin, and then I fell down to like P9, I think. So after the safety car, I gained some positions, and it was just really sitting in DRS with Polypank and Adesi after that, saving tires, saving DRS. And at the end, I decided not go to the pits, and well, it was a good decision, I would say.
You really did a good job here today. Wispan and Desi pitting, changing their strategy at the middle of the race. Did you expect that to happen?
Yeah, I expected it to happen. Actually, Wisp was in VC, and he was telling that he will go to the pits. So I was just like wondering if I should go to the pits or not, and then I just decided to stay out. I think I would have still been on the podium if I went to the pits, but I wouldn't have been P2, rather P3. So I think, yeah.
I think that was a good move from you. I think Adesi lost a lot of time on traffic, and thanks to that, probably he was not able to catch So congratulations for your P2. Next race, USA, Kota, Circuit of the Americas. How are you feeling about that?
Well, I hate Imola, so everything other than Imola is good. I think USA is a solid track, and back some good points again, hopefully.
So if Imola is you don't like it and you get second, USA is gonna be the win, right?
I doubt that, but
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
Yeah, we have to believe.
Yeah, we'll
See
have
you
to
next
see
week.
next week.
See you next week. Really
Okay.
good race.
There
Well,
you go.
that was Yaya with the second place. Who has the silver today with this race on Imola. On Tier 2, we'll be jumping with Wisp, the race winner for today. Psycho, I will let it to you.
Yes. Welcome back to the commentator booth. Not surprised for us, but it was definitely a surprise at the end of the race when you pitted for softs. Just tell me what happened when what was going through your mind when you made that decision.
Yeah, thanks for that. Feels good to win again. Yeah, I was just scared because my tires were at like 70 or 60% or something, and I started losing traction. I almost spun a couple of times. I don't know if you saw it on stream or whatever, but I just lost a bunch of time, and I got kind of scared I was gonna spin more, so I took it the safe way and pitted with softs. And yeah, I just worried for puncture.
Yeah, well, it was a risky decision. All of us didn't feel like that you were gonna take back your P1 position, but at the last lap, going to the last turns, you definitely took back that position. Leading up to this race, how were you feeling before the race started? Were you feeling nervous, or have you practiced enough for it? Because we know Imola is definitely not a good pad track.
I've practiced a little bit, not as much as I would have liked to. I still made a couple of mistakes, and I think most of the time I gained every lap since quali was mostly in the second chicane, or the last chicane. I mean, I figured out how to do it like perfectly, consistently, so I kind of just gained time there every time, and that's kind of the most practice I did, because yeah, I just didn't have time to practice this week.
Well, sometimes low practice you don't need that, especially if you're a driver with your caliber. So we're leading up to USA race. I know it's definitely not a good track for some people, but what about you? What do you think of the track?
I don't have a good record there, but hopefully I can break that and keep the win streak going, I guess.
Yeah, well, I'll be joining you next time, so we'll see about that. But thank you so much for today's race, and we'll see you next time. Hey, though.
Yeah, thanks, bye.
Well, that's gonna be everything for Tier 2, remember. And in 3 hours, we'll be having America's Tier 2 on Imola as well. It will be, I think, Strifium, no, sorry, not Strifium, Mikau, I think, on the commentary, the Aussie there. I think this is all we can bring here on Emerald today, Psycho. It's been a really entertaining race. The DRS and the main straight really opening opportunities.
Yeah, it was a funny race and weird race, but it was also a very good race to watch. I enjoyed every second of it, and we can definitely see more action coming into Tier 1 and America Tier 2, as well as America Tier 1, of course. So thank you everyone for today, and we'll see you next time. Anything else you want to say before you head off?
We'll be rolling out the outro, as well as always rating someone of the community. So be sure to stay here and support our fellow streamers. So everything for today, Psycho. See you tomorrow or next week.
See you tomorrow. All right, thank you everyone. Take care.